Now I present a lecture from some of the important topics of Abhimani. The topics are war and peace, corruption and movies. I start with the topic war and peace. It is a must to put a big full stop to wars. There shall not be any henceforth wars in the world. The missiles, weapons and atomic destructive things all over the globe should be destroyed at the earliest. And also these anti-human sciences shall come to an end. In fact, the arms manufacturing countries are always in need of permanent conflicts, internal separatist, terrorist and rebellion problems in other countries in order to facilitate the selling of arms and earn very huge money continuously. They are, with all tricks and tactics, together with their intellectuality, giving away some very attractive prizes, jobs, titles, awards, etc., to the ignorant countries as of a praising attitude with all cunningness and to keep them pride, happy and to believe as truthful friends. By keeping alive the problems in other countries, they made the people of these ignorant nations in distress, in stable distress. At the same time, the arms sellers have always been providing prosperous, wealthy, extravagant, fatty and joyous life to their citizens from the money earned from the arms sales. So it could very well be considered that the people of those nations have been indirectly tasting and drinking the flesh and blood of the people of those ignorant countries since a very long time. That is why they are very abnormal and improper in size, with the flesh-loaded body build and bulky hanging large faces, and could engage in so many unwanted things as entertainments, while millions and millions of people in hunger with the skeleton protruding skin with least flesh prevail in many parts of the planet, particularly in East Africa and some parts of Asia. This has been being continued for many hundreds of years, and with the broad forwarding of genetical characters and behaviors of their forefathers who had extracted the hardest works on earth and starved and killed lakhs and lakhs of poor people in many parts of the earth as slaves, soldiers and freedom fighters, and the same has been still continuing in other modes without any stoppage. Unfortunately, all over the world, mainly the followers of Christ, who preached prominently the love, did the maximum cruelty to the poor mankind in the past, while other followers are doing the most of the terrorism at present, might be for their feelings and sufferings. The whites, Europeans, Americans and some Asians have caused and have been causing the killing of millions of people all the time, while they are very highly paining and shedding tears for the death of few of their soldiers and civilians. They do not care for the killing of enormous others, but enjoying indirectly. Truly, they want wars, or at least permanent enmity of any time war cloud atmosphere within and between other countries. One short cruel European Hitler alone killed 25 millions of people in few years. Both the rulers and the people of the powerful nations have always not been considering the lives of others also as precious as of theirs. For an example, being a regular watcher of BBC World News, I have noticed the hostile attitude of BBC over India, as it has always been giving more time, interest and importance to the degrading news and programs and very less to the upgrading items. The recent example of BBC is India's Mars mission. It could not digest that achievement, and so simultaneously it shows high importance on showing India's bad images. This could not only be the mentality of the BBC people alone, but also must be majority of the British, since their forefathers had ruled India for few hundred years and kept Indians as slaves and secondary citizens even in their own motherland. So the genetical hierarchy of intolerance towards the Indian development is revealed as it is quite natural and also human behavior oriented. Even in the recent histories, so many genocides have occurred and millions of people have been killed in Europe, Asia and Africa. A feminine revenge alone caused the massacre of lakhs of innocent human lives in very few days and settled the score to the killing of her better half in the ratio of 1:1 lakh and more, and also finished off many important things pertaining to the crores of human beings. Nonetheless, most of the world were aware that these things were going to happen. No one acted in time to prevail the massacres, and even some big groups helped these ghastly acts directly or indirectly. But now on the aftermath, everybody is staging dramas and the ashes of enormous human lives only for the selfish welfares. In case if anything is happened against even the small amount of this kind to countries like America, China, other powerful nations, or even the small Israel, they would have smashed the opponents. But weak countries, in spite of being large, can only always give warning to enemies through various words one after another time. Perhaps strongly striking at once may infuse fears in enemy mind. Nevertheless, the kings and leaders had lived and have been living with all forms of heaviest, prosperous, happiest life with the family, kith and kin till their death up to very old ages. They are killing or causing the death of many hundreds and thousands, lakhs of people and soldiers since time immemorial till date, due to their greed, power, revenge, supremacy, obstinacy, foolish, bad, improper and cruel whims and wishes, and importantly wrong decisions. Therefore, in the present world, at least right from now itself, the conflicts between countries, groups, due to border dispute, economical imbalance, disparity, religionism, terrorism and separatism shall be settled at the earliest. The fights due to religious disagreements are certainly the most foolish activities of mankind. At first, we must think every life is precious and important. People of every religion and also the non-religious people have been living with all the disparities in every religion. So God of no religion could be better to other. Therefore, there may be one superpower. The divisions, inner divisions and further divisions as religions, caste, creed, etc. are all man-created and developed in hundreds and thousands of years. So do not think people of other religions as enemy, even if not friends. We can have a fine option to settle all these things. That is, the proper strengthening of United Nations organization as a powerful world central ruling body. Further, the present system of having the meaningless security council system and illogical other voting methods must be stopped, cancelled, and scientific and reasoning methods shall be enforced. As in the voting system in every country, each human being shall be accounted for indirect representation and also the economic strength of every nation. The amount of yearly financial contribution by every country shall be calculated on the basis of the per capita income multiplied by the population. It is very sad that India and Pakistan, who are made to divide by wicked erstwhile foreign rulers, are the treacherous pockets for the arms manufacturers to earn enormous money all the time by selling variety of arms to them. The arms sellers, by all ploy and plot, keep burning and growing the enmity between these two nations. These two countries were unfortunately the highest arms purchases in the world, only to fight with each other. We kneel and pray before the leaders of India, Pakistan, and China to forget the past and solve the disputes between them and apply black paint on the white faces of arms sellers. Neighbors who are at whatever land area, strength, and economical level shall have to become friends at any cost by any adjustment with all flexibility, give and take policy, loss or gain, and sacrificing attitude. It would not be that much right that going into the previous histories one before another, as it would not end conflicts. Some adjustments may be done in order to end the all-time war climate, killings, permanent, very huge expense on weapons purchase, which heavily hinder the definite development of country and the people. Please do not become anytime prey to arms sellers and ever keeping your people ever poor and make their people ever the richest. The people of arms selling nations should also have to mind others' problems. Do not live extravagant life on others' bloods and burials. All external and internal rebellion fighters are humbly requested to think of the happiest life of people of other countries and leave the killing mentality and return to modern happy life system with only little adjustments and tolerance. We have born only once, and living this life every second is more important than anything else. Also, the West Asia conflicts, mainly between Israel and Palestine, should be settled at the earliest with all forgiveness and forgetfulness. If a dispute is dragging for a long duration, say for more than 10 years or so, and it is not seemed to be settled within the parties, the international community through UNO may be allowed to take possible neutral settlement to avoid enormous loss of human lives and money all over the time. Providing the permanent, peaceful, happy, prosperous life to all citizens must be the foremost duty of the leaders and scholars of the world community. At the end, an important request: to impart good humanitarian behavior from the child